Welcome to Automation Rehab's Marketing Podcast. Our mission is to empower every person on the planet that is interested in digital, social, or offline marketing to hone their marketing edge, overcome challenges, and help others find their passion in business growth. We discuss the products and services of entrepreneurs and how they're helping more people. We support listeners by providing influencer strategies to expand and sustain their presence while growing their business. Our aim is to be humorous, cool, and entertaining. The bottom line is it's all about getting in front of more people in less time, with less effort, and making a difference. So here's your host, Sean Snowday.
Hello and welcome to VirtualEventsOnDemand.com Summit. My name is Sean Snowday. I am the founder and the voice of Virtual Events on Demand. And today we have India Kern for this segment of content and artificial intelligence. And she has been working a lot with lawyers, financial advisors, big ticket people, and high-end coaches for many, many years now. And she has really cracked the code on how to do artificial intelligence. So it's really an honor and a privilege to have you here today, India. Thank you so much for showing up.
Thanks, Sean. I'm happy to be here. So would you like me to start?
Yep, we just jump right into it.
Okay, awesome. Well, let me just say hello to everyone. My name is India Kern. I'm a certified divorce coach, and I know that seems odd that I would be teaching AI, but why I'm teaching it is because I've learned how to 10x my productivity in my business with AI, and I just kind of fell into it. And it's amazing what it can do for your business. So let's jump right in. I'm going to share my screen, so you just bear with me for just a moment as I get that up, and we will start the presentation. Slideshow. All right, thumbs up if you, it's loading right now if you see it. You see it, everyone? Okay, awesome. So I call it the ultimate game changer for business leaders because that's what it's done for me, and I know it can do the same thing for you. And so that's what I want to talk about. But before I begin, I would like you to have two takeaways when you leave this session with me. I want you to learn a little bit, a small overview of what you could possibly do with AI and how much content you could create with using a lot less brain power. And the second outcome is I want you to learn about a coaching masterclass that I'll be offering in February. So those are the two outcomes. So let's keep on going. So before we begin, here's my QR code. And what this does is once you take a picture of it and hit the link, you can actually get the workbook that goes along with this presentation. And the workbook is going to help you understand what I'm going over today. So make sure you download that workbook right now so you don't have to do it as we talk, but just definitely have it so you can do it after this presentation. And all of this will make so much more sense as you're going through that workbook. So there you have that. And then let's talk about AI. So why AI? I know you hear a lot about AI these days, especially on social media. Everybody's trying to sell you something. But here's the thing, it is revolutionary. And the reason I say that is because back in, I think it was 95, 96, I was doing coding, which is so not me. I mean, Sean knows this. I'm more of a creative. I'm definitely not a coder. But what I realized is the potential that the internet had back then. And I remember that I was sitting with my first husband, and he looked at me and he's like, I think this internet thing is going to be something. And we both realized at that moment we were on the cusp of something very big. And it's true. He went off and made lots of money on the internet as an internet marketer. And then I saw the potential. So it was like the wild, wild west back then. Well, here we are again. I see the same thing that I did back in 96. So that's why I am an ambassador for AI. So what it can do is it can deliver transformation for you, your team, and your client. Because you can hone your skills and stand out. Like I said, like if you're a coach, it's very hard to stand out, and you could be the best coach in the world. But if you cannot communicate this across to people and have them see you, then you're only as good as your branding and your communication. So this is how AI can help you stand out in your industry. So the tools have changed, but the fundamentals of marketing haven't. So we still use the same fundamentals, but we use it with the help of AI. And what you will see as a result of AI is you're going to see a lot more average work. But this is where I come in. I help you tweak AI so you stand out, and you're not just taking AI at face value and just ripping it from what it produces and then regurgitating it. You're actually tweaking it to stand out in your industry. So what does it mean? What does AI mean? Well, there's a huge economic impact. It's going to be all over the world. It already is. It's going to change how we do many things, how we learn, how we do healthcare, how we do business. And so there's going to be a societal transformation. And things are changing so fast. The speed is insane. If you look at AI and what it was producing as far as images, even 9 months ago, it is an incredible evolution. It has evolved leaps and bounds just in 9 months. So if you are not on this train, you're going to get left behind. So that's really what I want you to hear. If you just hear that today, then you're doing okay. That is something that if you do not get on this train, you will be left behind. So it's going to have a global reach, and there are some ethical and regulatory challenges, because I don't know if any of you have heard of the a BBC report about an attorney who had a closing argument. Well, he went to AI to research other cases. Well, AI gave him something, and he actually used it in his closing argument, and he won the case. Well, his opposing party, the other attorney, wanted to see where these cases were. What was he using to back his argument? Well, they couldn't find it because AI made it up. So you have to know that what you put in there, you got to be selective. You don't want to put sensitive material like your social security, other people's information, your home address. So these are the kinds of things that you definitely want to think about when you're using AI. But what we're talking about today is marketing. So we're not going to be using your sensitive information. So be aware of that. So let's look at some of the myths that are around AI. Can AI interact with someone emotionally? Absolutely not. It's still a machine, and you need to bring the emotions to the table. So you can't really ask it a question that requires emotional discernment, for instance. And it doesn't know everything. Like in that case with the BBC, it made up the pockets that it didn't have. It's getting better every day, and it's gleaning the internet to answer your questions. So maybe when that attorney did that research, it wasn't quite there yet, but still, make sure when you're asking questions that you have it cite the sources. So can AI replace me? Well, if you are in the business of relationships, no, it cannot. And I know that as a coach, that one-on-one is an energy transfer, and AI will never be able to do that. All it will do for you is enhance your business. Now, if you're a truck driver, maybe one day the self-driving cars would replace you. But if you're a coach, entrepreneur, author, speaker, this is where AI can only enhance and hone your skills so you stand out in your industry. So the power of AI. Like I was saying, it 10 times my productivity. So it saves so much time on content creation, meaning that I don't have to use the brain power I used to use on creating. I just plug it into AI, but it's very important how you plug it in. That's what differentiates me from just anyone, the average person going on AI and using it for instance, coming up with a blog. There's ways you can ask questions where you get better results. So it helps you grow your subscribers and your list, because you can push out so much content and then give people something they want. And as a result, get their email list, so then you can retarget them. So it gives you a competitive advantage. And as you know, with this, it's going to generate leads, which translates into generating money. So first thing, we really do have to look at your niche. That is going to be the most important thing. how you're going to stand out in what you do. If I'm a divorce coach, there's a lot of divorce coaches out there. There used to not be so many. Now there's a ton. So how do I stand out among others? Well, let's talk about that. So one thing that actually Sean always says, and he gave me this idea, is you never put a hippie on a military base. What does that mean? That means that when you are creating a message, you want to know who your target audience is. Who are you speaking to? If you're speaking to someone on Instagram, if you're a coach, most likely you're talking to your perfect client, or that's who you want to talk to. But if you're on LinkedIn, you might be talking to the professional, like the mediator or the attorney that owns your client. So you will craft a message differently in LinkedIn versus Instagram. In Instagram, there's a different flair to it versus LinkedIn that's more professional. So you might want to button up just a little bit on LinkedIn versus Instagram. That's just one example, but this goes across the boards in everything you do in all your content. Remember the quote, don't put a hippie on a military base, because you won't have a conversion if you do that. All right. So let's look at the power of AI. This is what it can do for you. It can create brand awareness, you know, and Instagram. And please, if you, in that QR code, you will be directed to a platform. I encourage you to follow me. It's India L. Kern on Instagram. You can find me on all the platforms by doing that QR code in the beginning. But here's what it does for me. Brand awareness. Even though Instagram may not be my best target to get clients, what it does, it makes me stand out in my industry because the content I'm pushing out. So it gives me, I really have crafted a niche so that I can stand out on that platform. It also helps me with things with coming up with an elevator pitch for my networking meetings, because, you know, those get really stale. If you say the same thing every week and people are hearing the same thing, they just start glazing over. So it helps you be unique and stand out, because that's what I want you to do. That's what I want you to get from AI, is standing out in your industry. Helps you create mission statements, crafting messages, helps you with copy, for calls to actions, for refining text, for hooks, for captions, for social media. You can even do market research, market analysis. So if you're thinking about a new hobby you want to turn into a business, you can actually use AI as your coach to figure out if this is something you should pursue or not. Now, we don't have time to go through all that today, but I will give you an idea of how to get started. So let's continue. It helps you with emails, communication, email campaigns. It really helps you with creativity. Like I said, it reduces how much brain power and time that you used to have to put into creating content. So you can target Google words in a blog. Say you want to hit executive coaching 20 times in the blog, so maybe it'll be picked up with SEO. You can do that. So, you know, you can use it for so many different things. Images. That hippie on a military base was created solely in AI. So are you starting to see how this can really enhance your business? So speaking presentations, I'll give you an example. So I was asked to speak at a conference for an hour and a half. And I thought to myself, who wants to hear me speak for an hour and a half? That is way too long. That's like watching a movie of just me. And so what I did is I took my transcripts to AI, and I said, and I crafted a beautiful presentation, even with the slides were all AI. I said, can you take these two presentations? I had two 30 to 45 minute presentations. I said, can you meld the two? Can you make it cohesive? And that's what AI did for me. So guess what? I spoke for an hour and a half. I had some breakout rooms, because that's what AI suggested I should do to break it up, the long speaking time for an hour and a half, and it went off without a hitch. I got wonderful reviews from that speaking engagement. So that's just some of the things AI can do. So let's keep on going so I can show you how to get started. So when you're using AI, you're asking questions. Those questions are called prompts. So how you want to do this, and specifically I'm speaking about Chat GPT, Chat GPT. I always say B. Anyway, it is creating the right kinds of questions. So what you do, you get really good at asking questions. So you want to treat AI like a really smart friend and brainstorm ideas. So this could be your brainstorming buddy, your sounding board. So be specific, but allow room for AI to elaborate. So give it some room to run, because you may have an idea, but AI can give you ideas you never thought about. Use action words like make, create, illustrate, imagine, and bring your personality to the chat, to the prompt. Here's the thing. They did a study and they said that, most people think you wouldn't be kind to a machine, and that's what AI is. Chat GPT is a machine. So why would I say please and thank you? Well, if you are kind, it will translate in the results that it spits out. So be kind to AI, as crazy as that sounds, because your personality will come through on the results. So here's where we get into the fun stuff. So this is when we go to that workbook, and this is where you're going to do it later, but this workbook is going to talk about what I'm going to the next few slides. So we're going to create your avatar, your ideal client, because if you're speaking to the wrong person, then you're a hippie on a military base. And remember always to edit your copy, the AI copy, because you don't want to be like the attorney that wins a case and then everything is based on a made-believe, example. So make sure you edit and cite all your work. All right, so let's create a prompt. So when you are asking AI a question, you want to provide context with the background information. So maybe you have a Facebook ad that did really well, but you want to run different ones. So you can actually say, hey, I really like the tone I used in this Facebook ad. I want 200 characters or 200 words. But the message is XYZ. So you can give it examples to recreate the same thing. So you're not reinventing the wheel. This is what I'm talking about when it reduces your time spent on content creation. You also can use role play. So ask AI to imagine a certain role or situation. Say you say, I want this caption to be from the perspective of an expert hook writer. And I want to be as funny as Dave Chappelle, so make it in his voice. So, you can really get creative here. You could be Brene Brown, Oprah Winfrey, whoever that you look up to. You can have it translate and bring in that tone to create your content. So remember, voice up. Again, give examples and include the length of the response. So certain things like captions on Instagram only have a certain amount. I think it's 250 for them, for Instagram, and other things as well. So you can actually tell it exactly how many words you want to use. And that's so great, because in the past you had to actually think and edit down to making a certain amount of characters or words. Okay, so I want you to take a screenshot of this, because this is going to be super helpful when you start using AI. So I want you to look at who you're talking to. Again, this goes back to that one slide. Are you a hippie on the military base? Well, these questions, if you really dig deep and start answering them with AI, you will not be a hippie on a military base. You're going to actually talk to the pain of your avatar, of your perfect client or ideal client. So who are you talking to? What pain are they experiencing? And why is it important to resolve? So what happens if my avatar doesn't fix this? Agitate, poke that problem, and then start talking about the stakes if this problem is not solved. Now that's where you come in. How can you help? Are you the expert coach, the expert writer, the expert social manager? Whatever it is, you can be the expert in, and you're going to come in as their guide. Then create a plan for them. So this is where results. What kind of results are they going to get if they work with you? And always, 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 always remember that call to action. Because what is the point of the caption or the post or the ad if you don't have a call to action? You want to prompt them to do something. So again, take a picture of this. We're going to use this in AI so that you can stand out. Okay, let's keep on going. Remember not to fall into this marketing trap. Selling what you think your client wants instead of what they actually want. You want to enter the conversation that's going on in your prospect's mind. And so how do we do that? Well, we start building out a very robust persona. We want this person that we're talking to come to life. That's what we can do with AI. So let's talk about the super prompt. So the super prompt is a question, but it's training AI to approach a set of questions in a particular way. So you remember those questions I told you to take a picture of? That's what we're going to use here. So we're going to think from the end what we want, that why, to develop how we create this persona. So I'm going to, these are some of the prompts you're going to actually ask AI. And I, again, specifically use ChatGPT, but you can use the others. I'm going to ask a series of questions. So you're actually telling AI, hold up, we're not going to just spit out everything at once. We're going to take it step by step. And there's even words you can use that will make AI take a step back. And that's not something I'm going to get into today, but if you join my group coaching program, I will. So first, we will start with creating your ideal client, your persona, the person you're talking to. And then we're going to say, based on X, whatever you want they're dealing with, help me create, or actually based on X, help me create Y. So maybe you are trying to create an Instagram caption that really speaks to the coach that's not getting any business. Okay, so ask me one question at a time. That's also prompting AI to take it step by step. And before we start, imagine you are a skilled, experienced, insert what you are, whatever that is, seasoned divorce coach, advanced expert social media manager, etc., author, whatever, speaker. So let's keep on going. So now I want to show you how I built out a super prompt that helped me generate some leads that actually converted into clients, which is money, right? So the super prompt I started with is this. I want to create a persona who I will use as my ideal client for many different marketing materials, such as a blog, social posts, and real ideas, and an email nurture series, etc. Right? So I start there, okay? Then I kept on going, and I'm just showing you exactly how detailed I got. And the reason I'm showing you each one, because I want to point out some things. So act like a coach doing a discovery call. Ask me these questions one at a time, so you don't overwhelm me with just spitting out one big long paragraph. Again, remember those questions I told you to take a picture of? Here they are. So you're going to ask me, I'm telling ChatGPT, you're going to ask me these questions one at a time to help me build out this robust and multi-layered persona who I'm going to then target in all of these marketing, all this marketing material. All right, so let's keep on going. So again, I'm just doing this through ChatGPT. Ask me one at a time to bring this character to life. And sometimes you have to reiterate it as you get closer to the end. So again, I'm asking one at a time, bring this character to life. When we get into actionable steps and are creating the call to action, imagine you are a confident, skilled, certified divorce coach who can help this person feel confident and heal after her divorce. How does that sound? I didn't have to put how does that sound, but this is bringing the personality to the chat, to the prompt. And that way it translates in the results. Okay. So what did this get me? What I just showed you, answering all those questions with AI, this is what it produced. It all started with a persona. It produced a blog, a newsletter, all these social posts on Instagram posts, a reel, LinkedIn article, a YouTube short, a Facebook post and a reel, a lead magnet, a landing page, and a funnel, an email campaign, and 3 sales calls that became 2 paid clients, which is a 66% conversion rate, which is money. So that's what one persona that I just ran through AI created. And this is what you can do too, no matter what profession you're in. You can be a coach, an author, a speaker. You can even be an attorney, a mediator, and you want to target that perfect client and deal with their pain. And then you can actually get on a phone call with them and convert them to a paid client. So again, this is more of what I created with that one persona. And even the artwork I created in AI. So are you starting to see how this could really be helpful in your business? Because you really don't have to use the brain power we used to even a year ago. We can do one idea and just blast it in so many different directions. So again, you see all the different things that I used or that I produced with that one persona. So again, go to your workbook and start filling it out. And that way you can start building out your perfect persona and then do all these different things across the many platforms. Okay. So before we end, I want to tell you about that masterclass that I spoke about in the beginning. So this is what it's called. It's called 3 Feet from Gold. I've already done it before. And it's going to be 5 weeks. And what you get so much because, I mean, there's so much to learn with AI. And it's actually a lot more layered than you think. Sure, you can go and look at it today and make a persona, but there's so much more than just that. We'd look at how to get started. So if you've never done AI, this would be a perfect group coaching for you. We look at strategic marketing, niche development. And that's so important because how are you going to stand out if you don't have that niche or niche? We look at the marketing techniques and building a strong online presence. And then at the end, we're going to have a mastermind mixer where you bring your challenge to us. We talk about it. We solve your problems. But the great thing about this is you get a one-on-one with me. So I start critiquing what you're doing and help you figure out a game plan for how you should use AI to enhance your business. All right, so this is going to start on Valentine's Day, but if this is a recording and you hear this later and it's past Valentine's Day, I'm going to have many more. So connect with me because this is not going to be the only one that I do. But let me give you a little more information on it. So the masterclass is 5 weeks. And what you get with this, you get coaching from me. And I've been doing, and I study AI. It's a daily thing I study. So I bring a lot to the table. And I also have a coach that helps me get better in my, in presenting AI techniques. So you get expert coaching time, which is valued at $2,100. And then exclusive access to cost-saving software. I'm going to show you free software that would total around $3,000 and you don't have to pay for it. And this is all AI and other software that's not AI that is free that can help you in your business. So if you're a new coach, this is a no-brainer. So we're going to do intensive research and discovery, saving you time, energy, and a lot of pitfalls. And I'll tell you, I started coaching in 2017. And if I could have just beeline my way to a group coaching class like this, I would have, because it would have saved me so much blood, sweat, and tears. There were many years I didn't make money. I was a really good coach, but I didn't make money because I couldn't be found. So like I said, you can be the greatest coach, the greatest author, the greatest speaker, but if no eyes are on you, then what's the point? Your craft is being wasted. So the total value of this masterclass is $5,100, but today I'm offering an early bird special for $997. And after February 1st, it's going to go back to $14.97. It's going to go jump up. So like I said, if this is a recording, it's after the date. Don't worry about that. I'm having these classes are on, they're constantly being continued. So reach out to me, go to this QR code. But before I give you the QR code, I want you to read some reviews that I got from my clients that did attend this 3 Feet from Gold last fall. And this is what they had to say. So they were very, very pleased with their results. Most of them were coaches. So again, if you're a new coach, this is priceless. I would have paid more than this to be in a mastermind to help me launch my new coaching business in 2017. So again, go to the QR code, connect with me. Let's talk. If you're thinking about doing this, you're not ready to commit, let's have a conversation to see if it would even make sense for you to join this masterclass 3 Feet from Gold. So I'm going to now go to Shone. And Shone, did you have any questions or does anyone have any Q&A that, any questions I can answer about this AI that I've dove into? Hey, Latara, tell me.
Okay, so that was a very elaborate foundation for AI. Thank you so much. That was great.
Oh, good.
And it's funny because I just popped out of another meeting earlier where the coach, the guy that was hosting it, was this established coach who was, has marketing dialed in, and he was going on and on about how he took 8 hours to write this article. And I was just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this guy needs AI. That could have saved him so much time.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I used to spend so much energy, time, and brain power to come up with like a blog that now I can do in less than 30 minutes. If I have a good idea, I have a persona, I can create the best article. In fact, I will encourage all of you to go on LinkedIn and go to India Kern, Kern. And I wrote one of the articles and the persona is Margot. And it's actually this person right here this person right here, I called her Margot. If you go to LinkedIn, you can see that I did a whole article on her, and it got a lot of traction because it really spoke to people. It spoke to people's pain. So we no longer have to spend days creating content. It should be minutes now. And that's what I can show you in my masterclass.
Okay, great. That was wonderful, India. So now we know what you should be doing for the rest of 2024. This was an absolute fantastic educational segment of the Virtual Events on Demand Summit. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. This was great. So once again, India has not just she had the QR code, but you can also go to indiakern.com to learn more about her. India, spelled like it sounds, Kern, KERN.com to learn more about her. Go ahead and go to indiakern.com and set an appointment with her. She'll go over a coaching call with you, and she'll fill you in on all of the details on how to get into her masterclass. And her masterclass is top of the line. It's top of the mark. It's one of the best. I know her coach personally, and that guy just has got her on fire. And she's bringing a lot of information she should really double her prices. She knows that. I'm sure she will in the next 90 days. So you should get in now. Thank you so much, India, for showing up.
Thank you. Thank you.